Well, this is the state of the Nigerian nation, and I want to say that I am very angry that the country is allowing someone like Babangida to come back into the Nigerian politics. Why is this country going backward? The country should be moving forward and not backward. Someone like Babangida bankrupted the country, ripped the people off, killed innocent civilians, and turned the country backward in its progress. Why is PDP allowing Babangida to come into its fold? I can't understand this. Look at Nigeria, a country that has the most potentials. The country has so much potential that it could have been one of the greatest countries in Africa, next to South Africa, of course. Nigeria has a huge natural resources. Now, Nigeria cannot even exploit its own resources. You know why? Because of insurgents in the Niger Delta. Nigeria cannot tap into its other resources. You know why? Because of greed, because of incompetence, bad leadership. It is time that the country allows young people to come into government. Why allow deadwoods, corrupt raiding elements like Babangida to come into politics after ruining the country and killing innocent civilians? I don't understand. 50 years old, the country is no longer young, but the country is not going anywhere. Roads that were constructed 40 years ago are still the same roads that are in the country today, and those roads are potholed, are waterlogged. No new roads have not been constructed since the colonialists left. So what is wrong with Nigeria? Let's look at Nigeria. The country has been ruled by northern Nigerians since independence in 1960. What has the country acquired? What has the country gained from this, one-sided governance of the northerners? Nothing. All we have infrastructures that don't work, no electricity. The country still depends on generators for its main business dealings. No clean pipe of water. Nothing works. The only new technology in the country today is the cell phone, and that is not something that the country brought into the households of every Nigerian. That was something that happened to transcend the international scene into Nigeria. Cell phone came into Nigeria because of because of Westerners. It wasn't something that Nigeria developed. Nigeria cannot even make anything, does not produce anything. I ask myself, why is a country of 150 million people in so much poverty when it has so much potentials? Look at Obasanjo, that Babangida is now conspiring with so he can become a president again in the country that he helped ruin. Obasanjo should be ashamed of himself. That man should be ashamed of himself. He betrayed the Yorubas, the Southerners that trusted him. Now he's conspiring with the same former military juntas that helped ruin the country. Take your mind back to Abiola, 1993. I know now people like to remember Abiola because he won the 1993 election and the election was taken away from him. But look at that man. The man created ITT, what fella once called the international thief. You know what ITT did? Ripped Nigerians. Unrealistic contracts that made Abiola a multi-billionaire. How do you think he got rich? By conspiring with the military juntas of Babangida and others. Then, Abiola became a hero. Yes, because he cut a deal with the military to run for president. And the same military reneged on that deal. But he's a hero today. I'll tell you something. You know who the actual hero is? It's Chief Ganifa Wahimi, Godwin Dabo. Those are the real heroes of the country. Wole Soyinka, those are the real heroes of the country. People who have put themselves forward. You know, John F. Kennedy once said, you know what he said? He said, let not Americans think of what America can do for them, but what they, Americans, can do for America. It's time that Nigerians start thinking of what Nigerians can do for Nigeria, and not the other way around. But what we've had in Nigeria since independence in 1960 is that Nigerians going to public offices to find something to get rich. That's why they kill themselves during political electioneering. That's why they maim themselves. That's why Nigeria is not safe for investors today. That's why politicians are grooming kidnappers, grooming armed robbers. That's why the country is not even safe for even Nigerians who are in foreign countries to come home. They can't even come home to bring their hard-earned money to enjoy. What a shame. Look at Ghana. Ghana has what? How many million people? A quarter of Nigeria's population. Ghana got its independence in 1957. How is Ghana doing? Very well. So well that when President Obama wanted to visit Africa, he chose Ghana to visit because he saw that as an example of democracy, of a true democracy, not the barbaric democracy that is being practiced in Nigeria. Now let's go back to the economic factor. Angola. Angola is now producing more oil than Nigeria. I'll tell you why. Because Angola is more peaceful than Nigeria. So the sources of oil exploration in Nigeria is limited by the activities of the insurgents or terrorists in the Niger Delta. Well, a long time ago, not too long ago, during the times of blood diamond mining in Angola, Sierra Leone, and of course Liberia, we all know, we are all familiar with what surrounded blood diamond. How did Angola emerge from these trenches of killing people for diamond, or exchanging diamond for weapons of mass destruction or weapons of destruction? Because through good transformation, that's something that Nigeria needs. But Nigeria is not trying to get to that path. Ghana has, shredded that colonial mentality, or what Fela Anikulapo Kuti once called colonial mentality. And Ghana is embracing civilization, modernity, and Nigeria is not willing to do that. Look at, I was watching a video the other day. I saw Nigerians dying in the Saharan desert trying to cross Morocco to Spain. They were roasting. They roasted, they were not roasting, they roasted and died in the desert trying to cross, trying to escape the poverty in Nigeria. You know why this is so? Because there is no government in Nigeria. Because people like Babangida keep coming back to power to destroy the economy, a promising economy. Nigeria has enough resources to give a decent standard of living to its citizens. But this is not happening because you have thieves. You have someone like the president, for example, Yar'Adua. Yar'Adua refused to resign. He may have died for all we know. He may have been secretly buried according to Muslim rites. But what do we know? What have we known about that? Nothing. They have kept it a secret. You know why? Because they want to keep Goodluck Jonathan as acting president so that the man will not have the power to run for election come 2011. Isn't that selfish? Isn't that undemocratic? How is that helping Nigeria? You have a good leader that is willing to help the country. You even brought Rebecca back to help remove the corruption that Yar'Adua started to ingrain after the departure of Obasanjo. But no, if I were Goodluck Jonathan, what I should do is take that leadership role that the 1999 Constitution gave me, which means that if a president is unable to rule, the vice president becomes the president. He shouldn't even be an acting president. Look at the 1999 Constitution. It says when the president is unable to rule, the vice president becomes president. And we've seen that. Since November 2009, we have not seen